The OIC Gambia Secretariat and partners conclude their community outreach in the OIC project zones of P6 and P2 in the communities of Brufut and Kanifing respectively. The visit aimed to open a line of communication and dialogue with the communities that will be affected by the OIC roads construction projects ahead of the planned demolition of compounds along the roadsides. The first day of the outreach was held in Brufut, while the second and final day were held in Kanifing. The outreach in Kanifing targeted property owners affected by the construction works along Road P2. The exercise came ahead of the clearing for the rights of way on P2 road in Kanifing for the OIC 50-kilometer urban road project. The tour was centered on the modalities of compensation of the affected people. After the final engagement with property owners, Esa Bokarsi, Deputy CEO of OIC Gambia Secretariat, told journalists his overall impression of the community outreach.
It is worthy a cause, and I am also motivated, and I expect everybody else to be motivated, because the fact of the matter is that this is for the people, it's not for us. OIC is a national project. We are coordinators, we mobilize resources, but different units have their expertise. So engaging the community with those who can answer the questions without any ambiguity is very important, and it will also make your own work as journalists easy. Sensitization is the drive here. The passion is national development. So we are on this tour, we can call it the sensitization caravan, going to communities, meeting them, talking to them, engaging them and listening to them. In fact, some of them, their comments and proposals and suggestions, when added to our process, will definitely yield best results out of everything we are doing.
Mr. C foresees no challenges in the construction of the roads in both Brufut and Kanifing.
My message to the people of Kanifing, you'll begin by saying thank you, people of Kanifing, because they received us. They are stable, they are mature and disciplined, but at the same time frank. They were frank. So I would say thank you to the people of Kanifing. I don't foresee any challenges. It's just like what Winston Churchill said. There are challenges in every opportunity for the pessimist, but for the optimist, there is always an opportunity in a challenge. So I don't see it as a challenge, I see it as a responsibility that should be, our horse that we will ride to surmount any odd or any obstacle. So I would say that Brufut and here is the same people, the same Gambians. I think this one will be faster based on what we all heard inside the hall by the expert. If everything goes well, inshallah, I don't think it will go beyond December for this one in Kanifing. Brufut's will be longer in terms of distance, and we also heard yesterday that some owners, like some yard owners, are more or less ghost owners. They have not submitted their names, but that also has been resolved, because we don't want to enter into where you will be compensating the wrong person based on wrong information. That's why we always have to base things on facts, because facts are uncontrollable, they are stubborn.
During their engagement with property owners in Brufut and Kanifing, many of the victims raised concerns about the modalities of the compensation and the amount of money they would be compensated with. Mr. Siaka Sedikan, Senior Lands and Valuation Officer, Department of Lands and Service, had this to say.
According to the rule, when the valuation is taken, the compensation have to carry on before the demolition. I think something gone somewhere wrong. That is out of our own responsibility. We're going in for this. That is like we are demolishing. Maybe in not long distance time, we will be able to compensate the guy. But nonetheless, it can be. It's just within these programs. Why I'm saying that we are going to demolish before compensation, or we agree that, or we just talk about that demolition without compensation. There are a lot of stakeholders, and I cannot speak for the half of those stakeholders. All that I can say is like they need to be compensated based on the injuries they have. The injury is like demolition of the fences and the houses. But nonetheless, they'll be compensated, even though it is not in the direction of their desire, but they will, sorry.
In terms of compensation?
They have to be compensated financially, not any material kind. The land that has been taken from them, they're going to be compensated based on the market value of that land. The fence that is going to be demolished, or the house in the improvement that is going to be demolished, have to be compensated based on the replacement cost. Like if part of a portion of a house is to be demolished, how much is going to rebuild it? That's what is going to be done in that matter.
The OIC Gambia Secretariat has identified 20 new roads to be built under its project ahead of the forthcoming summit in 2022. The 50-kilometer new road networks in the Greater Banjul area form a key component for the successful hosting of the summit, and it is envisioned to improve the country's infrastructure to decongest roads and facilitate communication and economic development. In October 2021, President Adama Barrow laid the foundation stone of the 50-kilometer OIC Gambia Urban Roads project in Brufut. In the same month, the Gambian president later laid the foundation stone of the 50-kilometer OIC Gambia Roads project in Carnifing. Reporting for Kerr, Fatou, I am Landin Sise.